Let's trade today's markets, and guys, if you see this Bitcoin chart, one of the most epic and historical chances for Bitcoin since the all-time high and since the last cycle bear market bottom is now directly in front of our eyes. We're speaking about a trend break from the $126,000 all-time highs to now the potential local bottom for Bitcoin at about 65,000 US dollars. We now are at the point of maybe maximum financial opportunity, and directly here where most people are scared out, where most people are not interested in Bitcoin anymore, we potentially see one of the most important trend breaks in a whole cycle and a 4-year time frame. I want to talk about directly in the chart with you about what I am looking now for one of the biggest trend reversals in Bitcoin, how I am positioned in these trades and these price targets, and what I'm exactly looking out for. Because if we are comparing these trend breaks and the downtrend from the all-time high, there is one simple thing missing so we can be 100% confidential, and I want to talk exactly about the little thing that I'm going to look out for to flip full bull mode, full bullish for a new bottoming area, for a new time where the price will slowly start grinding upwards until retail will start kicking FOMO buying, and then prices will drive up. So for today's video, very important to stay until the last minute to see all the information that I have for you. Also, we're gonna have a look on some of the most important coins, like also OKB token. I want to talk about Hyperliquid token and a little bit what is happening in the US markets, because we just see all-time high rally after all-time high rally in the most important stock indexes. And of course, we have to look a little bit on these prices, also on SpaceX, which is crushing price targets to the top side. Really crazy. But we want to start with Bitcoin, and welcome back, guys, to the channel. We are restarting this one because imagine in German and in the European Union showing some trades, showing some bottom catching trades is now illegal, or it's not really welcome to recommend exchanges to trade on. They want to do this MiCA stuff, and I'm fully also compliant with this, but I'm also trading privately on some of the exchanges that the European Union does not really want to be growing. But for the English channel, we have no problem. I can show you all these trades, and that's exactly what we are going to do, because for this trend break, for this time of the market, I want to be ready. I want to be fully stacked for an opportunity that is now occurring. Let me check and repeat again. Since the all-time high, one of the most easiest things in every bull market is to just connect like the trend. The trend is your friend until the very end, and as soon as it breaks, you probably have to calculate in a trend break, a trend reversal that works in the top side when we start entering the bear market. This works also in the downside when we end a bear market and the technical downtrend is just going over, or like it's just ending. Also in this cycle, if you want to guess, yes, of course, it worked also perfectly to just check when the upwards trend is breaking. And it's one of the most easy things, but also one that is like not really causal, like the word, there is not really a reason behind it. It's maybe just the timing, it's maybe just a normal organic growth of a chart and price movement. What we can definitely say, the retailers are gone. The Google search volume, which indicated for me a perfect top exit of almost all my altcoins like Ethereum and all the other stuff, I completely relied on the Google search volume kicking to an all-time high, and now I can definitely tell you the retail is not interested in crypto anymore. And whoever is in the markets at these prices or even cheaper prices in Bitcoin, you will be probably rewarded like a royal here in this markets. So let me take a look at this one. We have the trend break. We have not directly broken the trend on the weekly chart at least. And the last time we did, we just had like to end this fast, this speed of downward movement, and then the FTX crash already came in. Now at this time of the market, we see a lot of exchanges going down or just end their services. We have like this cold card hack where a lot of Bitcoin were drained from a cold storage wallet, which is a really bad thing. Here the last hack was 98 Bitcoin just like a few hours or minutes ago, which is super crazy. I'm very sorry for that. If you want to have a solid hardware wallet, I recommend you the Bitbox or the newest Trezor model, the Trezor Model 7, because of the private key generation. This must be very professionally done, and on these cold wallets there was a mistake. But let's go into Bitcoin, and here we see on this trend break we had a few and often these daily EMA ribbons flipping in the bullish time, or we just had like these fake outs. All of them were unfortunately fake outs, which did not really perform so well, and the crash afterwards was potentially much more painful. Now we are just on the daily EMA ribbons, just pinching the resistances, and everything above us is like resistance. Everything, every time frame, every price level, it's almost everything is resistance. Now coming to this point, also with the trend break, we had a bullish momentum flip here on the daily EMA ribbons, and then the FTX crash came, black swan event, whatever. We got like completely wiped out to a new bear market low. And if I want to see on this weekly time frame exactly the same thing with the EMA ribbons, you will also see that time we were last time restricted and rejected from the weekly EMA ribbons. Even the 20 weekly EMA gave us a lot of drawdown for the final capitulation. We had a weak bull market top. Maybe we also don't have the most capitulating bear market bottom. That's probably a thing that you could consider with the bear market and the bull market peak and bottom. So we are definitely in the range below the EMA ribbons on the weekly time frame, and maybe it's kind of more opportunity, more chances to buy in a cheap price before we flip into the weekly EMA ribbons and get bullish. It might be also, if we get rejected out of these, the potential downside is not too high. Probably we don't have any guarantees on these numbers, or like on our thoughts what the price could do, but like people who waited since this week were like waiting for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% more drawdown after 5 months of waiting. People maybe also missed the second bottom potential because of 5%, or they wanted to buy much more cheaper. I'm not so sure if we get so much downside anymore, if Russia is coming into crypto and allowing it for international transfers, if BlackRock is pushing, Trump is pushing, whatever. We might have the weakest bear market ever in history, and I'm just looking out for a bullish flip on the weekly EMA ribbons. As soon as we get this one confirmed, a bullish flip after the trend break, we are completely fine walking, probably with high risk into the markets. And that's why I'm leaving my bottom trades open. Entry prices $57,800 and $58,550. So that's what it is. That's what the price targets or my entry levels are. And I have to tell you something. I don't want to take profits too early. Not at all, because we're getting funding fee on this exchange. On Levex, you can also find a free link to sign up, make a first deposit, and trade on Bitcoin, on other cryptos or stocks, commodities, whatever you want. It's a non-KYC exchange, so you can take in on the account, make it, and without any KYC, you can trade on Bitcoin and so on. So on this exchange, what happened? We were like too profitable. Our positions got like taken profits by auto deleveraging. We were like too high in the market. Also our 100x also scaled up positions, which we started pretty conservative, were like closed. So it was a forced take profit. Maybe it's also okay. Maybe it makes sense, but unfortunately I would have loved to just pull the positions, hold Bitcoin positions up and over the next resistances, because the way up is very nice looking, very nice, and we will see what will happen directly here. So I'm waiting for the trend break. I'm also accumulating very confidential here at these levels. This is my first whole Bitcoin buy in the whole cycle. So you can see here at like, that's the euro price, but like at the price area of $64,200, I accumulated my first whole coin purchase in Bitcoin. I did like a lot of 0.5, 0.2, 0.1 buybacks in the market. So that was my biggest purchase so far. I will also use my stable coins in my asset to buy more of it when we drop lower. That's also not a problem, but I'm also guessing on a cheap price we could have right now. A shout out I want to do also is on the OKB token, one of my exchange tokens that I am buying with like a Sparplan. We call it Sparplan, like the weekly reoccurring buying plan that you can have in your account. I'm doing this on OKX EU, like the European version. It's regulated. I have my funds there. They have a crazy deposit promotion. So if you want to try it out, you can get up to 8% in deposit promotion. I have a link in the video description down below. You can check it out. If you make your account, you sign up with my link. You have to be a European Union visitor or like a resident there. Then you can make your verification on all your deposits. If in euros, stable coins, in Bitcoin, you get 1 year 8% APY or APY, yes, something like this. We get 380 euros every 2 months. It's paid out consistently, and this deposit promotion ends in like 2 weeks. So you have time, but I would not waste time. The next payout is on 17th of August. So check this one out. We have a lot of exchange opportunities to choose on, but the biggest marketing budget is definitely from OKX to the users. The maximum we had last time was 10,000 euros per person. Now it's 5,000 euros per person with my link in the video description. Just check it out. From this exchange, I also made my first entries and buying positions, just slowly accumulating the OKB token because they are profitable. They are internationally one of the best companies in the crypto space. I'm also a huge fan of exchange tokens, not especially I'm a fan from altcoins, but within the altcoin area, I think the exchange token have the most potential to grow and to be part of a really profitable company. So very nice. What we are seeing here is from this huge pump, which was created because of a token supply burn, which is also a very good thing here and then in the tokenomics. What happened is we got the deepest retracement in the 0.886 Fibonacci level. That is one of the best retracements you can ever get in an altcoin. And now we did like this double bottom formation. We crossed above the 0.78. Super nice. I just let run my weekly reoccurring buying plan that is just accumulating this one. Maybe I will stop it above the 100 euro mark, $100 mark. Then I'm not so much into buying in higher prices. I'm completely fine with the position I have right now, but super nice OKB token pushing in the exchange portfolio for me, very nice. Also on Hyperliquid, we did a few trades, we did a few entries, also on one of very attractive retracement in the price. I want to quickly talk about it because we did an exit. We sold our Hyperliquid token here at $72 just because of taking profits. Bitcoin was crashing and we did our execution perfectly. And what we want to do after all-time high, we don't want to accumulate in all-time highs. We want to wait on the pullback, wait on the retracement. And here we found perfect retracement still in the $52 area. We already had 3 entries. It's not the freshest trade. We had this entry right here. We had to take profit here. We had the next entry when we shot through the same support again from the downside. We took profit perfectly on the local high, and now I'm looking to the chart and we are already or again on the small time frame coming back to an entry area. I have not entered a short-term trade so far again, but the entry chance is perfect. We have like from this bottom that we longed a perfect retracement 0.618, then the old 0.618 where we already opened the positions multiple to the 0.786. It's still a big chance to get like a nice entry, great risk reward. We traded it like a risk reward with a tight stop loss of 1 to 12. That was really crazy. Super tight stop loss, small risk in the downside, but a huge reward if the trade performs well. And Hyperliquid is a well-performing company, so they also can push their coin with the buyback and burns. So best retracement for me would be in the $52.50 area where I would execute the trade. But please take care. It's not financial advice. We are just thinking about it. We are just analyzing it, and we're not doing any recommendation to do this. Leverage comes with a high risk, and most of the people will lose money. But like with no leverage, with spot, we also did a very great job by exiting at $72. And my best case buying opportunity on Hyperliquid is like $46. That's the biggest retracement since the all-time high pump. I'm going in for this. And then we will see what happens on the stock market and the Bitcoin prices and everything, because the all-time high rally is just like non-stop pushing. It's completely incredible. I want to see what happens next week if this pushes through new all-time highs until the Trump re-election or like the midterm elections and whatever. This will be crazy. I hope and fingers crossed that Bitcoin can make it to a new higher high. My price target of $70,000 where my take profits are sitting. I think we have the chance. It's an opportunity, but we will see what really happens. And super crazy, like on Levex, if you have a long position, I did this one just with a 1x leverage. We're just accumulating funding fees all the way through. very perfectly. So let's see what happens. Leave your opinion down in the comments below. Thanks for watching until the very end. And as always, I wish you the best profits and the best, what is it called? The best Geduld. Come on, let's do it. The best patience for your investments. And we're gonna see each other in the next one. I'm very happy for every like we crush under this video. Let's push them to 100. Maybe you will make it to 100 likes. It's almost impossible, but I think it is possible. So thanks for watching until the very end. I wish you the best. Bye bye guys. Ciao, ciao.